Hey, I'm Nick.
And I'm Ellie.
And this is But Have You Tried from the David A. Howe Public Library. This week brought to you by Yoshi. Can you do a Yoshi impression? We have
I don't
one in
think
there?
I can. I don't think I can beat what you just
Never really
did.
done. I've never heard impression work from you. I don't think that's in your comedy wheelhouse. Do you do any impressions?
Not usually impressions.
Celebrity or otherwise?
Sometimes I'll do like voices,
Okay.
but they're not necessarily like anyone's particular
Gotcha.
voice. It's just like a voice.
Okay. Well, why are you using these voices? To what? To comedic
Well,
effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just like sometimes it just feels right. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's I feel like certain things like need to be said with like a slightly proper British accent to like
sure.
really get the vibe across.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
But you're never like, I'm the toaster. I'm going to eat your bread. Like that kind of thing is not.
Usually,
Okay.
I would say.
All right. Well, I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah.
I'll tell you before you get into your thing that I have started replaying Yoshi's Woolly World on my Wii U. And it's just as fun the second time around.
Well, good.
I've got no regrets about it. My history with this goes back a long time. I didn't choose this because the Mario Galaxy movie was in theaters, but I did see it and hated it. So
Well,
there's your tie-in, folks.
Was Yoshi in it at all?
Yeah, he was.
Was he good in it? Was that
you
a
know-
redeeming factor?
Yes and no. It was fun to see Yoshi, and that was like a cool development, and he had some funny scenes, but he also did things that Yoshi just can't do. Like use some powers that Yoshi doesn't have, and I'm
Well,
just
that's
like, well,
weird.
Yoshi can't do that. So that bugged me
Did
a
he
little
like
bit.
talk?
Sort of, but it was more just like, grunts and little, like sort of
Okay.
Scooby-Doo-esque,
Well, because like at least based on what I've seen, like fully talking
Yeah.
seems like it would be
Yeah. Ba-dum-bum.
not right.
That
right.
sort of thing. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems
Okay.
okay. It seems okay.
Before we get into this game, I know that you're like Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
Animal Crossing? Are you Animal
I
Crossing?
have not done that, although many
Okay.
people have told me that I
It just
should.
feels right for
Yeah.
you.
I've also played Minecraft.
Okay. Yeah.
And just like a few like random like little games. Like I was
Okay.
for a while in college when I was like needing to de-stress, I would play this little like tadpole game where you're trying to clean up the river.
Okay.
It was very cute.
All right. It sounds fun.
I was pretty bad at it, but
Oh.
it was fun.
Okay. But
I have,
this is not like you didn't grow up with this. You didn't have
No.
like a Nintendo or something in your house.
no, my family
Okay.
was never a video game family.
Huh.
And I feel like when my brothers like got to that age, they like had more interest in it, and so
Okay.
like we got like the like whatever it is like Lego Harry Potter and Lego Star Wars games, and they would play
Like
those
on your
the
computer?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
And like I'm pretty sure my brother has played some more games that I haven't played, like Portal,
Okay.
which I've been meaning to play
Portal's so
forever.
fun. Yeah.
I know. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know. Too many things, too little time.
Well, I definitely had an NES, like the classic Nintendo, and played Mario. I remember very specifically getting Mario 2 as a Christmas present, and that's still one of my favorites. That's a good one. It's very atypical. Do you know anything about these Mario games?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, I know they exist.
Well, the first like classic Mario, it's the classic. And Mario 2, they made one and they were like, oh, that's too hard for American audiences. So they scrapped it. And that reappeared later as Mario Lost Levels. But Mario 2 is actually sort of like a port of a Japanese game that they just put Mario characters in.
Huh.
But it's since sort of been adopted in. So it's very atypical when you play that game. He's like running around plucking onions out of the ground and throwing it at people and stuff.
That's
But
really funny.
certain things like Birdo and stuff that started in that game have since gone into the major Mario worlds. But I had a regular Nintendo, but then I saved up and I bought a Sega Genesis, not a Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So that first, I think the game that people think about when they think about like Yoshi's origins is probably that Super Mario game where they're Mario and Luigi are babies, and Yoshi's the one who's like carrying them around.
Right.
That's sort of the classic. I didn't play that until much, much later, like on emulators or something like with ROMs. Like, I was a full adult before I played that game. But I definitely had Yoshi's Story for my Nintendo 64, and I really loved that. And then now we're getting into our main topic. But I have played all along video games,
Yeah.
different consoles. Probably, my sentimental favorite, I would say Sega Genesis, but my actual favorite would be the GameCube. I still love the GameCube.
Fair enough.
And in fact, I got a Switch controller that's modeled after a GameCube controller, and I like the Switch much more now because of that controller. But you don't have anything like that. You don't have
No.
any connection to classic video games. And
No, not really. One time, Caleb and I did try to play, Mario Kart.
yeah, Mario Kart.
I was really bad at it.
Huh.
I fully kept running off the road.
Okay.
and not
There's a
being able to
couple
get
of
back.
Mario classics that I don't like Mario 64. I've tried to play many times and I hate it every time. I don't like Smash Brothers, which was super popular here. We used to have like Mario Party kind of things where people would specifically play Smash Brothers.
That's one I hear people talking about as like a good party game a lot.
Yeah, well, you're just fighting. You're trying to knock the other person off the whatever the map is. It never really appealed to me.
Fair enough.
Mario Sunshine is the Nintendo 64 game, like the Mario for that console, and I always want to like that, but it's so clumsy. The controls are so clumsy that it just gets very frustrating. Mario Galaxy was great. Of course, Paper Mario for Wii U, which I just went through. Color Splash is that one. And I'm currently playing Mario RPG on my Switch, so I'm a big Mario fan.
Yeah, you've got a lot of Mario going on.
And the Yoshi games in particular, it's like they come out every decade or so, and I love them each and every time. But why don't you give me some facts about the Yoshi games?
Here are some facts.
I'd love to hear them.
So, Yoshi, for those who didn't know, is an Nintendo character who's like a little dinosaur with wings.
Yeah. No, he doesn't really have wings. He
He
just
has like little tiny... At least in the one I'm playing, he's got these little tiny wings. Things.
Okay, all right.
Like, I wouldn't say you could fully fly with them.
Right.
But... he debuted in Super Mario World in 1990 as Mario and Luigi's Steed, which that kind of surprised me since what I've been playing, he's like doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes rides on other things.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So the Steed has a steed. He features in his own series as well as Mario games. The idea behind him was the Mario creator wanted a dino companion for Mario, but with the original Nintendo Entertainment System, it like didn't have the power to create this dino, I guess.
I could see that.
So he played around with some ideas, and if you look at the Wikipedia page, there's like a little sketch of a very different looking dino, which is kind of fun. But once the Super NES came out, then they kind of settled on Yoshi, and he debuted. Yeah. The second game, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, that's the one you were talking about.
Did you say Mario? I hate when people say Mario.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure you did. We'll play back the tape, but I think you did.
I certainly didn't intend to.
Well, apology accepted.
That's the one you were talking about where Mario and Luigi are babies and Yoshi's like going around, I don't know, protecting them or
he's like
something.
Carrying them and things try to get the babies and then they're like, wah, wah.
Oh
you
my
have to try
gosh.
to get them.
That sounds kind of cute, but like a little
annoying.
stressful.
It's a little stressful. It's a little annoying, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
The first release of a Yoshi-specific game was a 1991 puzzle game.
Yeah, that's fun.
You've played that?
Yeah, it is. It's like there's 4 trays and different things are dropping down and you have to move the trays so you're stacking like objects on top of each other.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it would probably stress you out.
Probably.
But it's fun. It's a fun puzzle game, you know.
He was featured in several more of his own games, and then the ones that we're kind of talking about, Yoshi's Woolly World.
There you go.
It's like almost a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Came out in 2015, and Yoshi's Crafted World came out in 2019.
Yeah.
And in both of them, he's like made of wool, which
Yeah.
I kind of didn't realize that he normally isn't, because this is the only thing I've played.
Yeah.
And he looks like this little felted,
Yeah.
kind of like soft, textury guy.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah. That's great. That's a pretty good overview. The first one that I remember really playing was Yoshi's Story for Nintendo 64, which you can play now if you have the Switch, like the online access, like the expanded version where you get Nintendo 64. You can play Yoshi's Story, and I did try playing it again, and it is still fun.
Well, good.
It was kind of unusual at the time because when it came out, it was a side scroller, very old school, and those had sort of gone by the wayside at that point. They've since sort of rebounded, but at the time it was like, why are you putting out a side scroller in this, you know? But that was great. I loved it. I remember getting that at Toys R Us and playing it constantly. I also had one for Nintendo DS called Yoshi Touch and Go, which is fun because that has a touch screen, and so it's Yoshi sort of falling, and you have to draw clouds to guide him.
That's kind of cool.
And then there's a microphone, and if you blow into the microphone, it blows the clouds away. So it's very like tactile, and you're playing that way, which is fun. Supposedly, Woolly World also did have a DS release, but I never played that. But maybe now I need to, because I think there's a couple Yoshi's Island that are like Nintendo DS, which is the handheld exclusive. So I loved that, and it really wasn't until Yoshi's Crafted World came out when I had the Switch that I like played a full Yoshi game again, and I loved it. I mean, I just thought it was so fun. I thought it was so inventive the way, you know, it's like cardboard and you're knocking things over and you're unraveling things, and you know, it's very much like this is a crafted world and you're you know, taking it out. So I played that back when it came out, and then the saga with the Wii U, where Woolly World was the thing I got at the garage sale that started this whole endeavor. And that's super fun, and is also co-op. So my wife and I played through that. It's very similar to Crafted World, but it's much more like everything is yarn. Like you're very much in a yarny world. So it's
the
cool,
yarn?
but-
Is it like yarn balls, or is it like things that have been knit and crocheted?
Yeah, a lot of times things are knitted and crocheted, but you do like instead of eggs, you are shooting yarn balls.
Oh, that's fun.
Do you shoot eggs in Crafted
Yeah,
World?
you shoot
Okay,
eggs.
all right. Yeah, you do. And there's a mod that you can get where instead of like regular size, they're like giant yarn balls. And whenever we play, my wife insists on having those large ones. So
Fair enough.
just something about it. She's just like, no. All or nothing.
I could see that being satisfying to just be like, I'm just hucking a giant yarn ball.
I also find them very replayable in a way that I don't always find the Mario games, like the newer Mario games. I don't think have as much replayability, but these are just so pleasant. The music and the sounds and everything, I just find them very nice and relaxing. So I beat Crafted World. I beat Woolly World. I'm down to replay them anytime. Did you go the distance? Did you beat the game?
I did not beat the game.
Okay.
I have been working through. I'm in like the mountain range
Okay.
one, and some of them I'm like, well, I kind of want to go back and do that level again, but I'm like, no, I should
'cause
I
there's
should
all
keep
sorts of
going
little
and see
things,
like how far I can get.
Yeah. Now, are you playing this primarily like on handheld, or you have it up on the
Yes.
screen? Handheld. I feel like that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I like that. That's how I played Crafted World. Though Woolly World we had been playing on the TV, but it's a different experience.
That makes sense.
So, all right, drum roll. Let me hear it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
It seems a little. That seems
I
a
feel
little.
like every time I say I enjoyed something, if I'm not like, this was the best thing ever, you're like, I doubt it.
Yeah, you get it. That is what I think.
You don't trust me.
I don't know. I think you're holding back. Are you not? Did you like it?
No, I liked it.
Okay.
I wasn't like, this is now my favorite thing, but like I had a
Well,
good time.
I was secretly.
You just want it to be my
I
favorite
did kind
thing.
of think it would be your favorite thing, yeah, because I feel like it's cute, it's pleasant, it's relaxing, it's not particularly difficult while being challenging. I really felt like this was going to be a sweet spot for you in video games.
I mean, I did really enjoy it as far as a video
Yeah.
game.
But
I'm
the
just
video game world is just not your world.
I mean, like I
get
like
it.
it fine, but
I
there's
get
just
it.
a lot of other things that I like to do. I feel like
Okay.
that's kind of an issue I have a lot of, like I'll like experiment with a new whatever
Yeah.
character or like a TV show or a series or whatever.
Okay.
And it's like I like it, but there's just like so many things that I like.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Now,
that's
when
my
you
problem.
were playing this, were you listening to like audiobooks? Were you doing other things?
I
Were
was
you
just
sitting
focused.
down?
I was just focused
Look
on
at
it.
that. Look at that. Okay.
I feel like I have to like have a certain skill level with the game to listen to anything else, or else it's just like
You're
too
just not
much,
hearing
and I
it.
get
Okay.
overstimulated.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
So like eventually I realized I could turn off the music on Stardew Valley and listen to an audiobook while I do that. And that works
Yeah.
fine because I'm like, I know what I'm doing
Yeah.
with this for sure. But my cat also was very, very intrigued by this.
Oh.
And was like several
Okay.
times yesterday I was playing this and he was like sitting on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Like looking and like batting at stuff happening on the screen.
Yeah.
And then he was sitting on my lap and like trying to like get my fingers while I was like moving.
Nice.
I was
Okay,
like,
so
all
that's-
right.
That.
One of these is more helpful than the other. But
Are there specific features of the game that you found yourself more drawn to that you liked?
I like the egg throwing thing.
Okay.
I think that's like a fun mechanic.
Yeah.
And I like that there's like some different, like you'll be going one way and then it's like, oh, there's like a little secret side quest kind
Yeah.
of thing over here, which is really fun. I do think that the like crafted aspect is, and like the way that that's like you can interact with it is really
Yeah.
cool. Like there's one where you're like going and it's like tape and it's like spinning out more and more tape as you're running
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah,
I feel like I definitely, it took me a little while to like figure out how to work some of the mechanics.
yeah.
And one of them, the like minecart one where there's little bomb guys you have
Oh,
to use to
yeah,
blow
yeah.
things up. I was struggling with that so hard. I finally
That's
had to
funny.
like go on Wikipedia and be like, how do I
how
do this?
to mine
And
car.
that was when I realized that you can eat a guy and spit him out somewhere.
Oh.
Because I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
that's
So I was
yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
pretty
because I was
common.
like trying to like lure them to like go over to the things they needed
Okay.
to blow up. But unless they're very close,
Yeah.
they blow up before you
Okay.
get them more. And I was like, oh, I put him in my mouth and then I go over to the thing I want to
Yeah.
blow up and spit him out. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So that was very fun once I realized that was what was
Okay.
supposed to happen.
All right. So once you got over that hump, were there things about it that you were like, this again?
I mean, like a little bit, the whole minecart level, I was a little bit, like I was
Not
just like,
feeling it. Okay.
it was so like I know I just said I enjoyed the like little spin-offs and side quests, but there was like so much like
Yeah.
layers up and down and stuff that I was like, I'm just actually confused
Yeah.
about where I am and I cannot figure that out.
I feel like the egg spitting they change every time because it's a different process in Yoshi's story back in the day, and even Woolly World, it's never the buttons that I think it's going to be. And it's like, I've never gone in and changed it, but I'm constantly like screwing it up because I'm expecting it to be another way. So there is a little bit of a learning curve there. Do you think that you'll finish it?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd like to see it through.
All right.
And
All right.
I am enjoying it. I'm just not like gonna
I
be
understand.
Yoshi's number one fan.
I take back my skepticism. I think that I was reading correctly that you were like, for what this is, I like it. I think that's where we are. We should also mention at time of recording, this just came out, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book for Switch 2, which I wasn't intending to get a Switch 2, but I see this Yoshi game and I'm like, darn it. But maybe in a couple of years,
That's fair.
Because Nintendo things never go on sale, by the way. Like, to buy Crafted World now, it's still the same as it was, like, day one release, like 7 years ago, and that makes me crazy.
Nintendo is... You know how, like, some brands are like, we're going to just make it really difficult for you to do anything? Yeah. I feel like Nintendo's a little bit that way.
Well, I mean... They got a good product and they know it, so they're like, well, if you want to play the Mario game.
Well, I feel like it's one of those things, though, where it's like so many like iconic things like Pokemon and stuff like that. It's like, you cannot do this without Nintendo stuff.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it's like, that's just share a little, okay?
Yeah,
like,
it's true. It's true. Well, and I don't know if you've heard of this thing. It's really damaging to society. Capitalism. Do you know that? Because
unfortunately, I am familiar with that.
I think, the more and more things are going like digital games where you're not able to buy like a cartridge or any sort of physical representation of that. Like, when it feels
so meaningless.
Yeah. But also, like, I was looking to get Mario RPG, and there are still cartridges. And I got a used game for like $20 on eBay, where it's still like $60 digitally. So if that ever completely goes away, which more and more new systems are trying to do that.
There's no buying a used one for cheap.
Yeah, you're just at their mercy. That's it. That's it.
That makes sense.
And you can't resell it. I don't know.
Maybe that's why they're doing it. Because for a while I've been like, why do they keep doing that? Like, that's just annoying, and I don't see the benefit. But now that you're saying this, I'm understanding.
Yeah, well.
I'm understanding the logic.
It's insidious, yeah.
It is insidious.
So in conclusion, I really like both of these games. I would like to play this new Yoshi game. And when you return Crafted World, maybe I'll replay it, because I haven't played it in a long, long time.
Fair enough.
And I wouldn't mind doing it again.
Is it the Yoshi games, the style of games that draw you, or is it the Yoshi character?
Well, I like both, but there's something about like the skill level that's involved in these games. Like, it's rare that there's something that it's like, oh, I got to do this 50 times, and if I don't get the timing exactly right, there's nothing really like that. And yet I find like the puzzles and, you're trying to figure out, where do I have to shoot this egg to make this happen? Stuff like that. Like, it is challenging, but in a different, like, more thoughtful way, I think. But I like just how pleasant they are. The imagery is all pleasant. Like, it's sort of these like soft muted colors and like, all of Yoshi's little like ambient sounds and stuff. I just find them also relaxing, which is an added bonus.
That's fair.
Yeah. I like that they really have carved out their own niche. Like, a Yoshi game is a Yoshi game. It's not just a Mario game that stars Yoshi. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really different kind of thing. And it's funny when you look at the release dates, because I would sort of say Yoshi's Story, Woolly World, and Crafted World are sort of the trilogy, but that's over the course of 30 years. I mean, what is it? 1997 was that first one. So, yeah. So it's a little wild that it's taken that long, but...
Well, and wild that it's taken that long, but still maintained like a cohesive kind of identity. Because I feel like stuff that happens... I mean, like, anytime it's like there's like a movie and then there's like a sequel 10 years later. Sometimes it's good, but it always feels a little different, I feel like. Because it's hard to maintain that same like artistic style and everything.
I really think Nintendo has just unlocked this magic code. I can't think of anything else where it's like you play the first Mario game, which is like 40 years old, and it still has value. It's still fun to replay. It's not the same as like picking up an Atari game or something and being like, well, the history of this, it's cool. No, I mean, Mario still works like as a game. Like, over the last 40 years, I feel like you could pick up any of those and be entertained by it, and it is successful with its spin-offs, like the Luigi's Mansion series is a totally different mechanic and style, but it still sort of fits under the umbrella, and same with the Yoshi games. It's like they have carved out these niches and they remain timeless. It's very impressive. Like, I can't think of anything else that has really managed the kind of hit level and rare mistakes, There's just not a lot of things where people are like, oh, that was a bad era for Nintendo. Like, That doesn't exist.
Yeah, no.
You know?
That's
I mean, I think
true.
the Wii U is really as close to a flop as you get. And it's like you can kind of see this weird like middle stage between the Wii, which was revolutionary at its time, and the Switch, you know, and the Wii U is kind of this awkward hybrid of the two of them. But even that, it was like, all right, this isn't really working. And so the Switch comes out, they port all the games over to the Switch, and it's like no harm, no foul.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
So even when there is kind of a misstep, it's rare and the recovery is great. So I don't know. You know, Nintendo's just got it going on. I don't know what else to say. They're just good at it. I really enjoy it, and I look forward to the future and what's coming out in it next.
Are you going to try and play that? Oh, we just talked about this. You have to get a Switch too.
I have to get a Switch too, yeah. Which I don't see doing anytime soon.
Yeah.
But one day.
How long has the Switch been out? I feel like...
Yeah.
Has it been...
I mean...
a long time?
Almost 10 years, 2018, 2019.
Okay. I feel like the last 10 years are just like... Just mush in my mind.
Yeah.
They just... Anything that happened in that 10 years
agree.
could have happened at any time.
I mean, when you look at... It's really sort of a brilliant move on Nintendo's part to make the Switch so portable and so handheld because they really succeeded in a way that nobody else ever did with a handheld version because obviously the Game Boy in the 80s was like huge and then Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. The Nintendo DS, I feel like they were making those games for like 20 years. Mm-hmm. And then it was like the 3DS, but it still played the old DS games. I mean, I feel like they were really like, wow, this has some long life. We should really consider this, you know?
Well, I feel like the Switch is impressive because, like, you can do a lot on it. Like, the scope of games that it can play feels very robust. You know what I mean? Like, it can play a lot of things that you would also play on, like, a PlayStation or whatever. But it is so, like, portable and, like, easy to use. And I feel like it also feels like it's minimal setup. Like, I don't know, you're not, like, plugging in things and whatever. You just kind of, like, take it with you and you go. And I feel like it's like you don't really see anything else like that of like people just like whatever in the doctor's office waiting, playing a game like that. I don't know. That feels very unique.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out because like I'm not an expert in video game sales or anything like that, but I would just say from just an outside perspective, like having appreciation for these kind of things, the hype that was around the Wii was crazy. I mean, people were like lining up, you know, and like refreshing constantly, trying to get them like day one. And the same was true for the Switch. And I have not seen that same fervor with the Switch 2. And I don't know how that translates to sales or anything, but I have not seen like a huge, like I must have a Switch 2. And I think that when you look at the consoles, it's also the smallest leap between systems since maybe the original and the Super Nintendo, which were essentially the same system but with better graphics.
Right.
You know, what's the difference? I don't know. But when you look at like the Wii to the Switch, I mean, that's a huge thing.
Well, and I do feel like the Switch is like so beloved that it feels like there's got to be something like really motivating about the Switch too for people to want them.
Right, exactly. And I'm not sure what that X factor is. It feels a little to me like they're just not making games for the Switch anymore. They're making them for the Switch too. And outside of that, I'm not really sure. I'm sure specs. I'm sure it's more powerful. It can run stronger games. I'm sure there's stuff like that. But I don't know. When you look at Mario or Yoshi games, which is like the bread and butter, do those really need that? I don't know. One of these days we'll find out when Switch 2s go on sale or something, when there's a new model and I can play it and play Yoshi, we'll reconvene and discuss. So, okay, well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah. Well, I know you like Yoshi.
I do.
Have you ever tried the Vesper Holly series by Lloyd Alexander?
Say these words to me again.
The Vesper Holly series. That's the name. Vesper Holly. First name Vesper, last
Book
name
series.
Holly. Book series by Lloyd Alexander.
No.
Have you read anything by Lloyd Alexander? Because there's also like the Chronicles of Brightane.
No.
Which are also really good.
That's a big no for me.
Okay. Well, basically, this series is about this... I don't know exactly when they're set, but they're definitely like a historical kind of thing.
Okay.
This teenage girl who is orphaned. I think her parents were like archaeologists or some kind of explorers, and their
I'm sensing a summer reading theme here.
Yes, a little unearthing
You want me
a
to
story.
unearth a story? Yes. Okay. All right.
Her parents make her guardian this friend of theirs who's like a very like he lives in Philadelphia and he loves Philadelphia and he doesn't want to leave and he doesn't want to go on adventures. And the stories are narrated from his perspective as this teenage girl that he's taken in, who's now kind of his effectively adopted daughter, is like dragging him on these adventures.
Well, that's kind of a fun hook.
It's a fun dynamic.
Okay.
So my suggestion for you for where to start with this is to read the first one, The Illyrian Adventure.
Okay.
It starts a little slow, but it's worth it.
I can handle it.
If it's feeling really, really slow and you're like, I don't want to, you can skip to what my next suggestion is if you have time to read both. The Drakkenberg Adventure, which is, I think, maybe the best one.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think there's one in between, but I don't think it's super important to read them in order.
Do we have these in the collection?
We have the Illyrian Adventure and the Drakkenberg is on the way.
Perfect.
So we will have that one.
Okay. Nice. All right, I can do this.
I'm excited to hear what you think.
And we will fully be in the summer reading program by the time this episode. Yeah.
Crazy to think about.
I know, it really is. We had our planning session again this morning trying to figure out dino decorations and stuff. And
very important.
Yeah, it is super important. So I'm excited to see the library being decked out, and it's a good theme, Unearth the Story. Theme. Sometimes I remember my first year here, the summer reading program thing was some sort of it was like a periodic table. I don't even remember what it was, but it was so what do you do with that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was dull. I didn't like it.
I feel like All Together Now, which was just a couple of years ago, that was a toughie.
Yeah. It doesn't mean anything.
I like the idea of it, you know what I mean? Like it's a good concept in terms of the social collaborative, but it's very hard to pinpoint what that means and what you do with it.
Right. Collaborative. We had one year that was Libraries Rock, and I just thought all the artwork and imagery was really cool, and so we did all sorts of music themed, like the book clubs were reading music books and stuff, and that was cool. Pretty fun. I still have that t-shirt because I liked that one.
I still remember some of the summer reading themes from when I was a kid doing summer reading. Like Get a Clue at Your Library. That one, I was like, that's so cool. And Catch the Reading Bug.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember when it was like Fizz, Boom, Read. I don't know what that means, but
I don't some kind of mad science
maybe
thing.
Wasn't there one that was like vaguely bee themed? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know how they come up with this. But
we kind of went bee for All Together Now because we didn't know what else to do with it. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, maybe that is.
We were like, hives, bees work all together.
There you go.
That's related.
Well, that's pretty creative in hindsight, so hats off to you. That's very funny. Okay, well, 2 weeks from now, we'll be back together talking about all the things we've read and watched and seen. And then 2 weeks after that, we'll be in the midst of the summer reading program, and I will have read some of these YA. Are they?
Yeah, I feel like they came out before YA was a thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
But, maybe kind of like that middle grade YA.
Yeah. Like how every movie in the 80s is either PG or R, when most of them are PG-13.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. I can handle that. All right, I got to get to reading, so we got to shut this down.
All right. Okay. See you later.
All right, bye.